Hello and welcome to day 3 of the Evolutionary Leap and Inner Wisdom Challenge. And hopefully by today you have gotten a sense of your Torus, you run it a few times, you feel the flow that can move in one direction, down the center and up and around the outsides, and in the other direction, up the center and down and around the outsides, all the way down to source below, which for some of you may be a new concept. And so ultimately, what I'd like you to start to be familiar with is just the overall felt sense of almost like a snapshot of what it feels like to be centered in your Torus. So today I'm going to incorporate or add in a few other components. So in stabilizing that notion of the Torus, I want you to be able to begin to have a sense of being a point of light at the very center of your body and being. And you can find that central point, the central point of your Torus, somewhere between your navel and your heart. There should be a point that you just go there like you know it, right in the center of your body and being. Let your hands go there. Right around your solar plexus, maybe a little above, a little below. The 0 point of your Torus. So what is a 0 point? So every toroidal flow has an upward motion, goes through, right? And a downward motion that goes through. And the intersection of the central point where those two kind of currents meet and match is the 0 point. So like I had said before, there's 1,000,001 different Toruses. It's the starting point of every atom, of every molecule, of every cell of our being. Every field has a 0 point. And so the 0 point of our physical body and being, of our source Torus, not our heart Torus, but our source Torus, exists somewhere along the central channel, somewhere between the heart and the navel. Okay? So just go there, let your hand find its way, let your hand know where it goes, and take your hand to your 0 point, okay? Take your hand to that very central focal point in the very center of your body and being. And I want you to just bring your awareness into that place. And you can also still feel the expansion of the outer aspect of the Torus at the same time. You can feel your point of resource if that's outside or inside, but just find your 0 point and settle in there for a minute. Feel what it feels like to be connected to the very core, the very center and essence of your energy force and your energy field. This is different than the 0 point. This is different than the Torus itself, okay? But ultimately, that 0 point can either show up as a bright light or a soft, diffuse pulsing light, or even as a black hole, and that's not a bad thing. It's like the richness of the depths of space. But feel yourself just centered in that place. And then from there, I want you to feel yourself as a point of light. So even if it's dark there, that there begins to be an emanation or a pulse that moves from that very central 0 point all the way out to the outer aspect of the Torus. And from the outer aspect of the Torus all the way back in, a pulse of light or an in-breath all the way into the 0 point, okay? So a shortcut to get to the Torus, if we know this, is that we can imagine ourselves as a point of light perfectly centered within a vast orb of light. Okay? So if we've kind of grounded the energetic and understanding and awareness of the Torus in our being by doing the longer meditation several times, then just taking that snapshot, I'm a point of light within a vast orb of light, maybe running the central channel and feeling the outer aspect of the Torus, can happen more and more quickly, more and more smoothly to call upon at will throughout our day. Okay? So continuing to have a longer, deeper practice with the Torus is a wonderful thing, but we can also just tune into it, attune to it, tap into it through our awareness as needed in much shorter ways. We can do it in a breath, but maybe at first it'll take 3 minutes. So making times throughout your day to do that, okay? So now we know our 0 point as part of the Torus. We know our point of resource. Again, for me, it's up here. For some people, it might be inside the body. For some people, it might be just outside the body. But we want to tap into this place because what our point of resource is fundamentally and ultimately, it's our plug-in place. It's our place where we can be connected to an unlimited source of energy and current that can be then transformed into whatever it is that needs it most within our life, within our being, within our body. So what I wanted to bring in today was holding the 0 point, feeling the Torus, and connecting to our point of resource all at the same time. Okay? And to try to do that sometimes when we're actually engaging with our life. So it's a little bit like tapping your head and rubbing your belly. And I'm doing it right now. You can't see my lower hand. Rubbing the belly and tapping the head. And I'm hitting the microphone. Sorry if that was a little disruptive. Running the Torus in two directions, holding the point of resource while engaging with our worldly life, staying centered in the core of ourself, being able to multitask that way. There's a complexification that's happening. There's a complexity within our nervous system. There's a complexity within our awareness. And this is really, really, really important. This is the evolutionary leap that I talk about. And we're going to add layers to the process and practice. And if you can't do it yet, it's okay. Just start having these components in your awareness and pulse between them gently, lovingly, slowly. Build a flow, a conversation, a dynamic between Torus, 0 point, resource, 0 point, Torus, 0 point, resource. Just allow them all to start to feel like one thing, okay? And what will happen as you do that is that your capacity to integrate and digest life will increase phenomenally. So the evolutionary leap, I believe that things are complexifying in the world, and what's happening is that we're polarizing because there's so many splits within us and within things that are going on in the world around us. And if we can have these vaster holdings, these vaster knowings, these vaster ways of digesting and integrating things, then things start to smooth out. New potentialities awaken, new perspectives open. So at first, there might be a dynamic tension that arises when you hold these things at once. So you're going through your day, you're going through your life, and if you hit a moment where you're having a difficult conversation or you're showing up in a certain kind of way and you're not quite liking it, can you center in yourself? Can you remember your toroidal field and flow? Can you connect to your point of resource? And look at the experience through new eyes. Show up for the experience in a new way. So this is an energetic way to increase our capacity for presence in any moment and any situation. And when we're all on board like that, when our awareness is on board like that, when we're showing up more fully in our life, it's amazing what can happen. So that's the practice. That's the practice to catapult us into a whole nother level. I'm imagining that there will be questions around this. I'm imagining that there might be difficulty or confusion that might arise. And I really am inviting you to bring your questions, your experiences, your understandings, your insights, all to the Facebook group. And I am so happy to talk to you there about what might be coming up for you with all of this. And the next many days are going to help to smooth out and integrate this basic practice and coming into greater alignment in this way. So 0 point, Torus, point of resource, all at the same time in relationship to our world, to our life. Okay? Okay, I am so glad to be here with you. I hope that you get a great deal of traction and insight and wondrous fun with this practice and taking it into your world and life. And I will see you again tomorrow. Okay, so much love, many blessings. Goodbye.